cloud concept. Welcome in the new section, cloud concepts. It will be a rather short one, will be only on slides, and then we'll be actually back in Azure again, so it will be more practical. But first we need to discuss a couple of more concepts. And the first one is cloud deployment models. So we will go through what is public cloud, what is private cloud, what is hybrid cloud, what kind of challenges are there for deployment models. We'll also compare Azure to other platforms here very quickly, and a couple of use cases when you already know what type of clouds are there, then I will tell you what they can be used for. So we are starting with public cloud. When services are available for general public hosted in cloud provider data centers, this is a public cloud. What's good in a public cloud? There is no upfront costs, so you don't need to buy servers by yourself. You don't have to have any infrastructure. You can just leverage what the public cloud provider has. It's easy to scale because everything is just ready for you to use. You just have to, let's say, onboard and use it. Manage infrastructure and global reach, because this managed infrastructure is managed by somebody else, for example Microsoft for Azure, and global reach because the infrastructure is for you ready already in multiple countries, across continents. So when it's something available for our general public and somebody is taking care of this is public cloud. For example, Microsoft Azure, of course, this is the course about, but also Amazon Web Services, AWS for short, or Google Cloud Platform, GCP for short. There will be many others, but those are the three which have actually very dominant market share. And if you want, you can also read what are others. You can read about Oracle Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, and many others, smaller vendors. Now, let's say you have a cloud infrastructure, but it's only dedicated to your organization. So it can be on premises, or it can be hosted by third party just for you. So it's exclusively for you. So on premises, so it's like when it's yours. That's in simple. There is a building, data center, and it's only yours. For example, built by your or built for you. So then you will have the security will be enhanced because it will be tailored exclusively for you. You can, it's yours, it's private, so you can basically customize the compliance you want to have. Therefore you get a full control what's happening there because it's private, so it's yours. And there is a predictable performance, because you kind of know what kind of service you have, so it's very easy to guess the performance. Now, if we combine public cloud, we talked at the beginning, with a private cloud, we just talked recently, then we have a hybrid cloud. In hybrid cloud, we are allowing the data and applications to be shared between public and private cloud. So for example, you have some legacy application on premises, or there is some sensitive data you want to keep under your control, but for backup and recovery or for new applications you want to use Azure. This is called hybrid. We are using part of the private where we have some dedicated hardware and isolated network, and we are using part of the public, which are some of the Microsoft Azure Microsoft Azure services. So it's flexible. You can optimize the cost. You have still some security control and workload portability. To be honest, in short, that's a mix between public and private. That's what you have to remember. And in most cases, when there will be you have hybrid cloud, when there will be or sensitive data or you have legacy applications. Those are the two most common use cases for the use of hybrid cloud. While it's all nice that we have these type of models, that we have cloud computing, we are also facing a couple of challenges here. For example, these days you really need to take care of data protection compliance, regardless of which model you go through. You will make the work yourself or outsource it to public cloud provider, but this is a big challenge, and also included in the cost of all this, or you should include if you are having private cloud to calculate this in the cost. Actually, in public cloud you can also calculate for some services, but it will be also incorporated in the price, because these things like physical security, then it's you don't pay per usage, just there. Everything that relies on internet, so think about latency, bandwidth, but internet connectivity, how reliant it is. This is very important. You might be locked into specific vendor, so if you will heavily use Microsoft Azure, or you have application Microsoft Azure, it might be difficult to move it across different vendors. And cost management, just one. There are some solutions which are let's say open source, and thanks to that you are not vendor locked in. So it's like you can use Microsoft Azure or any other cloud provider without being locked in, or you can reduce the dependency by using open source technologies those cloud providers are providing. And cost management, you need to think about resource optimization and budgets, of course, different types of costs. So now quickly we can compare. We mentioned quickly there are three examples of public cloud providers, and then I will quickly compare them. So this is just two slides to mention about them. Azure doesn't have the dominant. Actually, the first three they have dominant position, but Azure is not has a bit lower market share than AWS, but more than GCP, which is Google Cloud. Azure actually is outpacing with global regions, though. Learning curve is a bit easier than for AWS. That's also a good big plus. AWS has crazy amount of services. This is unbelievable, to be honest. And if you are using Microsoft Azure, then of course you have strong integration with Microsoft. So you will be a bit vendor locked in when you are doing integrations, because you'll be biased to do the integration with Microsoft applications. Next, 12 months to use for a free trial, at least as of the day of the recording. Compliance, all of them are very good. The same for support is the same. All of them have been built for enterprises, or they enterprise grade. Documentation is everywhere very good. In my opinion, Google Cloud provider, GCP, will have a bit less questions and answers on the internet. Azure also a bit less than AWS, but the difference is not as big as between GCP. Pricing model, they are following all the same. You only pay for use, so it's called pay as you go. So now knowing all these types of models, deployment models, what you can use them for, and it can be in public, in private, or in hybrid cloud. You can have enterprise solutions, many different, for example, for disaster recovery, for hybrid cloud deployments. You can have different types of applications and continuous integration, deployment, serverless computing as part of development and DevOps. You can have Internet of Things. You can think about data collection, real-time monitoring. You can edge computing, security and compliance, so of course threat detection, data encryption, etc. And now there is also a question: which one will be the easiest for you to use? Yeah, to start with, for many organizations, having all this complexity, the public cloud is the way to go. But as I said, for when you have some legacy application, there will be still on private cloud, or when you have sensitive data, companies want to stay also in private or on premises. There is one category I didn't add, and I am adding this as we speak, is data and analytics, because you can, this is also, now I have added this, because this is, you can also use, of course, data as a big factor in cloud computing, for machine learning, for big data, for real-time analytics. So this is also a very valid use case. And this will be everything for this recording, and there will be one more about theoretical terms, and then I will see you there.